Start recording. Good evening and welcome to our back to school night introduction. Okay, we wanted to do it a little faster, a little better for you to have more time in the classroom, more time to understand what the year ahead is going to bring, as opposed to us just having fanfare in the cafeteria. Listen, it's important to meet all of the teachers and staff, but we will have time to do that as we go along. This back to school night, whether you are coming on Tuesday night, Wednesday, or Thursday, will give you an opportunity to really hone in on what your child's teacher or teachers in the middle school will be doing this year so that you can start that line of communication. So, welcome to an introductory video about back to school night for St. Joseph Regional School in Summers Point. I, as many of you know, am Janice DeChico Phipp, and I am your school principal. Very proud to be your principal. Back to school night gives you, and don't mind, I'm going to use my notes so I don't forget anything. Back to school night is going to give you an opportunity to become familiar with important aspects and expectations from your child's classroom teacher for the whole year. She or he is going to talk about a lot of important things. So we want you to get in there on time. You see the times listed on our website. We send home an email. And so if it says middle school begins at 6 p.m., 6 p.m. is when first period will start. So arrive at 20 of 6, arrive at 5:45, arrive at 5:30. We have the book fair upstairs on the second floor. Please take a look at that. The second good reason for coming to back to school night and being on time for your classroom teacher is it is an opportunity to start effective communication between the two of you. Your classroom teacher will introduce you to where you can find his or her website, web page, not the school web page, but within it is the teacher's web page that tells you everything week by week. Remember though, help us, every principal tells you this and the teachers beg us to tell you this. Back to school night is not conference night. And the only reason is the teacher, if the teacher is going to conference with you about your individual child, he or she wants to have full focus on you. Back to school night is a very busy, not an easy night for teachers. They need to be able to get their message out. However, if you need a conference with your child's teacher anytime, you either email him or her, call the school, email me, we will set up an appointment. Now, an appointment sounds pretty formal. The reason we set up an appointment between you and the teacher is, again, so that teacher is ready and focused on you and your child. So, no conferences about your individual child on back to school night. Okay. Now, SJRS, St. Joseph Regional School, stands for, and you know it, Commitment to Educational Opportunities in a Gospel-Centered Environment, where you and your child are encouraged to develop a strong relationship with God. Did you notice I said you and your child? This is a great opportunity while your child is here at St. Joseph for you as a family to help us reinforce all of the gospel-centered teachings, practices, rituals that really do enrich our lives and help us navigate a very rapidly changing and sometimes very difficult world. So, if you haven't been to Mass recently, take this opportunity to let your child get you back in. Or if you always go to Mass, then we say thank you for doing that. And whether it's at your own parish, locally, or if it's at St. Joseph, we love seeing you at Mass. So thank you for that. Actually, what I put here was, if you go to Mass with your child, what you are doing weekly, and that's, remember, you've got options. Saturday evenings, 4:30 Mass at St. Joseph. There may be a 5 or 5:30 at Our Lady of Sorrows. There's a 4:30 at St. Gianna. I'm not sure the schedule over at St. Catherine Drexel, but there are lots of options for Saturday. Then you have Sunday starting nice and early in the morning, going till 12 noon at any of these churches, as well as I know that St. Joseph has a 5 o'clock on Sunday night, which is very appealing when you have a busy weekend. You still go home at 6 o'clock, 6:15, and have a beautiful opportunity for family dinner. So what I would do is make it a ritual within your family to get to Mass. And if you do not practice the Catholic faith and you are part of our St. Joseph family, then get involved in your own religion with your child. Again, this world is a world and a time when we all need God in our lives. Okay, now, our priority is to educate the whole child, and you know that. And it's not only written in our mission statement, but again, this is a time, again, I say in society because it is, where some students, some children are having difficulty learning how to interact with others. There's much more screen time in their lives, and sometimes those social skills are not as good as they should be. But I want you to understand that daily, through the gospel teachings, through our curriculum, we are always teaching character development. Daily we teach character development. We believe it's a key part of being a good Catholic. It is a key aspect of our daily life at St. Joseph Regional School that children respect each other as well as respect our teachers, and teachers in turn respect the students. And I am considered one of the teachers, so I'm right in there with them. We have a commitment, and as I say here, it's not just found in our mission statement, it happens every day. The teachers work very hard to present a valuable, inspiring curriculum. The lessons encourage curious engagement and the motivation of the learner, your child. Each one of your children is unique, and we love that about them. We have had children with all kinds of unique aspects to them over the past year that I've been here, and I know that the history of St. Joseph is 60 years strong. So there is no child here at St. Joseph currently that we do not welcome. We welcome each one of you. And we also value our identity as one, though. So you have to understand, the individual is important, but there's also a time when we have to have that identity as St. Joseph Regional School. It's important to note that as our school, and in each individual class, in the cafeteria, in the playground, in the hallways, we have rules and routines. The routines are the way that we exit the classrooms to go to the next class. Our routines are the way that we enter the cafetorium and get in line to pick up our lunches. The routines are how we exit the cafeteria to get onto the playground. We can't have a free-for-all. There's 405 students in our school, and that's wonderful. But having rules and routines makes it so that, number one, your student, your child, learns responsibility of being a part of a group, as well as it gives us the opportunity to offer all of us a safe, a comfortable, and a respectful environment. So yes, St. Joseph Regional School has rules and routines. We as staff discuss how best to achieve the delivery of lessons to students who are all unique. So we have a school that is focusing more and more on the differentiation of instruction. I think our school, our teachers are very, very good at that. They get to know your individual child, and they do present and accommodate the best way that they can to help your child meet the educational goals of the school, as well as all of the other goals. But by the same token, we need you and your child as a team to help us. This school is spiritual. The teachers absolutely have academic focus, but we also have an intellectual focus. And that means that we encourage your children to ask questions, to participate, and to add to the discussion. And you ask any social studies class, religion class, even our math classes, the teachers come and tell me about the discussions that are happening that are brought up by the students that are on topic. So we are a school that really does accomplish a great deal. We follow the diocesan curriculum. We are focusing more and more on projects, lessons that focus on science, technology, religion, engineering, and mathematics. And of course, that is the focus in schools today, and you're going to see activity after activity that meet that description. If you want your child to get the most out of being a St. Joseph Regional School student, then as I said a couple seconds ago, you have to be a part of this team. So, number one, and I have a nice list here, connect to your teachers' web pages. They are found on SJRS.org and visit them daily. The teachers put up the topics for the week. The homework is there. Whatever special activities are happening, that's where you become in the know. The other way is through the emails that Ellen Fletcher and I send out through our communication system, which is no longer Cornerstone. We do not use it any longer. We use RenWeb. So when you receive those emails from me or from Ellen Fletcher, you can email us back because it will come right back to our emails, our personal emails. And as you know, and I'll say it clearly for you, my email address, jfip, F is in Frank, I-P-P, Peter, at SJRS.org. My phone number, direct line into my office, is 609-927-2228. I am extension 10. Ellen Fletcher is extension 11. And leave a message. The red light is on when I return to my office, and I will call you back. I I carry my cell phone with me all the time. When I'm able, I will answer an email immediately. When I have to think or do a little research, I will say, I'll get back to you on that, and I will, and I do. So you're only an email away from speaking with me. Number 2, identify a place and a time in your home for where your child is going to do homework. I don't care if your student is in 8th grade or kindergarten. It's a habit that you need to establish, a place and a time. Also, yes, you don't have to grade your child's homework. That's for our teachers to take a look at the homework. But you go onto the website, you see that there was an assignment, you see that the assignment is done, pat your child on the back, say good job if you see that an effort was made to do it in completion. If your child didn't complete the homework, then yes, you're going to sit and say, do the next 3, you didn't finish. But you don't have to correct it and go over it. If you want to, you're more than welcome. But just to make sure that it's accomplished and sent back in the morning. Somewhere in here, I think I say that it's important to establish also a routine in your home. Backpacks are packed the night before and put at the door that you exit in the morning. If it's the front door, the back door, whatever it is, put that backpack there. Leave it zipped open if you have to stick the lunch bag in there, but it's in the refrigerator. Listen, I know all these routines. I lived it as well. I understand that life is harried, hectic, many times very overwhelming for the mother and the father, or for the single parent. My husband and I both worked many, many hours, big responsibilities, both of us, and I had 2 children. I didn't always do it perfectly, but we always tried to meet the expectations of the school. So I'm trying to give you some tips that might make it a little easier. The other thing is, you always get in touch with us when you just need some help. Just email us, call us. We get it. Number 3, set up a time in your week. It doesn't have to be every day because sometimes it can't be every day. But 3 times a week on the weekend for recreational reading. I actually call it, for the young ones, lap time. And what I mean by that is an opportunity for you and your young child to sit nice and close and you read together. Do not ask your child to try and sound out a word during recreational reading with mom, dad, grandmom, or auntie. Leave the decoding skills and the instruction of how to read and how to pronounce a word to the school. Your goal when you do recreational reading with your kindergartner or with your 8th grade student, I'm going to focus on that in a minute, is to enjoy the story, enjoy being together, and enjoying what a book can bring. Okay? Now, for my middle school students and parents, remember, a chapter book at 6th, 7th, or 8th grade being read, 1 chapter by mom, 1 chapter by dad, 1 chapter by your child, is something your child will never, ever forget. And if you want to do something to enhance, now remember, we said the goals for that are to enjoy being with you, memories they'll never forget. Enjoy the pleasures of a book, which I still think are never going to be replaced by the internet. And number 3, enjoying understanding what you're reading. So here's what you can do in that vein. As you read, you lift your head up and you say, Susie, what do you think's going to happen next? Johnny, why do you think he said that? Oh my goodness, I can't believe that just happened. How do you feel about that? All of those kinds of questions as you read are high-level comprehension questions. It's thinking over and above the facts of the story, but getting much, much more out of it. Please be very, very careful when, and I thought I was going to have an iPad here and my Kindle, but be very, very careful when your child is using an iPad for reading a story. Yes, it's entertaining. Yes, it keeps them busy. But I'm going to tell you what it also teaches them, and even my Kindle does this to me. There are so many hyperlinks in that iPad, on that pad, on that Kindle, that the child starts clicking on the hyperlinks and forgets the continuity of the story. So if you're with the child, try to teach him or her not to click on all the hyperlinks on the first read. Read through, enjoy the story, go back and find the definition of that word or the more information about that topic. But if you stop and start and stop and start, you are enhancing a child's inability to focus on the main idea of a story. And when I read a novel, and I think I read about 11 of them this summer, I don't have so much time in the winter to do that. I like to get into my stories and get out of them and walk away feeling like I've been somewhere, I've been inspired by a story. Not every story or novel that I read does that, but there's nothing like reading for enhancing your child's vocabulary, diction, ability to summarize, to write, to speak on a topic. Reading is still not old-fashioned, okay? Yeah, it's the day of the internet, but keep reading with your child. All right, let me say this to you. Rest. Please have a routine for getting to bed and providing a nutritious, balanced breakfast. Try not to have it all sugar. Pack lunches and backpacks, put them at the door, as we said. Okay, punctuality. You're going to read it in our revised handbook. We are serious about students who are late. We are serious about attendance. We are serious about not signing your children out early again and again and again. This is not a school schedule of your choosing. This is school from, get ready, 7:50 a.m. The teacher's routine with your student begins at 7:50 a.m. If your child is just in the alley at 7:50 or in the line at 7:50 or at the front door at 7:50, he or she is going to be at a disadvantage. There's going to be disruption when he finally enters the line or the room. And so I ask you, we accept children here from 7 a.m. until, but 7 a.m. We ask you to at least be in that line at 7:40. Come at 7:30, come at 7:35. We're out there. And, you wonder why I'm out there. I am out there because I want you to know I am accessible. I want you to know that at every turn, you can ask me the question. Maybe not in that line, but you can park on the side. Slowly go to the side. Park your car, come in. I'll talk to you. Now, here's the other thing you have to remember. And went right out of my head. It may return. Oh my goodness, Janice. It'll come back. So, on time, we begin our rituals with the students. Your teacher, the routines with your students at 7:50. Okay. Our handbook discusses the consequences for tardiness. And the first week, we only had 2 students tardy. I think this third week, it kind of increased. So, like, get back in there, Prep at night. Get in here early. I'm still trying to think of what I was going to say. Okay, attendance also is important. We're going to get out that new handbook and understand. Traffic, I'm doing a video for you on how to pull all the way up, how not to let off in the alley, it's dangerous, how never to speed through that parking lot, even if you're on the outskirts, because a child could be anywhere. For the most part, you do a great job out there. I myself, when I first came and saw Carline, I said, no. I was at Northfield Community School for 25 years. I thought that was the most interesting traffic pattern. But I think St. Joseph Regional School has them licked. But we're doing a great job with it. So I thank you for understanding why I direct and I ask you to stop and I do a little of this, because I worry about our children. Only reason. Okay. Now, in the end, we love each one of you. We love the fact that you have chosen St. Joseph Regional School to have your child with us. We love the family aspect. Please get involved with all of our advancement activities, with our PTA activities, and with our church. I'm only an email away. I'm sure I forgot something, but I'll send you an email. Thank you. Have a great evening. I have to see how to turn this off. Stop recording.